What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another video. And in this video, I want to talk about the one thing that I learned about how to climb the corporate ladder. And when I learned this thing and started to apply it, I began to climb the corporate ladder a whole lot faster. And my income more than doubled within a few years because of the new opportunities that came to me once I learned this. Now, I know you heard people say this, and I know sometimes it can be hard to do, and sometimes you don't want to do it, but yes, going the extra mile at your job will help you climb that corporate ladder. It's not going to be for the reasons that you think, so hear me out. The first thing I realized is, number one, I own my career. I go to work with the idea of how am I going to get better this week or this day, or during this 3-month period. I set different goals for myself, and I make sure that I'm going and I'm learning things to build my career. I'm always thinking about the next step. So I want to make sure that I'm going to work, I'm getting a check, but it's really for the experience that I'm getting. I never want to be in a position where you're just going to work to get a check. So during this process, as I'm learning to take ownership of my career, I started looking for opportunities to grow. Just doing the basic job responsibilities wasn't fulfilling, wasn't fun, and it wasn't getting me anywhere. So I started looking for opportunities to join on different teams or projects or solve problems, trying to think outside the box, trying to apply my ideas. And when I started doing this, I started realizing a few things. A number 2 point that I wanted to make is, as you are going the extra mile, you're conditioning yourself to be that person that you want to be in the future. Whether it's to be an executive or to be promoted, to be a leader, or even to be an entrepreneur, you're conditioning yourself to be that person as you're taking the extra steps and going the extra mile at work. Like, think of an athlete. If you're not training for a marathon, the chances are that you're not going to be able to finish one if you make an attempt to run a marathon. You have to condition yourself for that. Much like an athlete that's training, if you're trying to be this entrepreneur, which is by definition going the extra mile, it's going to be extremely hard to just all of a sudden turn that on and you're used to going the extra mile. You have to get yourself used to and conditioned to thinking in a particular way to be able to accomplish all your goals that you want to accomplish in the future. Now, the last thing I wanted to point out is the resume. When I started going the extra mile, making it a habit of it, my resume began to just look totally different. Now, if you just go to work and you just do the status quo, you just do the job description, that job description is pretty much going to be your resume, and it doesn't set you apart from anyone else. Anybody can go to work and do the basic responsibilities. But when I would start to think outside the box and I would come up with different solutions and I would save the company time, I would save the company money, those became the lines on my resume. That sets me apart from every other accountant that's also applying to that job. And all I was doing was just listing out the things that I was doing that was, again, those extra things. It got to a point where some of the professional recruiters were asking me who did my resume. They didn't believe that I did it. They believed somebody professionally came in and added some things to my resume to kind of give it a boost. But truth was, that just was my actual resume that I was able to fill out from this basic accounts payable job or basic accounting corporate job. But because I did all these different projects, all these extra things, my resume just set me apart from everybody else applying to that job. Now, I know some people may be thinking that you don't want to do this because you don't like your boss. You may not like the people you work with. You may not like your job, and you just want to put all of your effort in getting out. I understand that. At the same time, you cannot think about them when you're trying to do this. You got to think about yourself and what you're there for. Beyond the paycheck, beyond the salary, beyond the benefits, why do you get up and show up every day? It has to be for a future goal. It has to be for the next step. That's the only way you can get the true fulfillment out of that position, in my opinion. Again, when I learned this, it didn't take me long to get out of positions that I did not want to be in because I had been doing these things and my resume was ready for the next position. So remember, you own your career and you have to condition yourself for the next step. Don't wait till the next step presents itself. Condition yourself now, get in shape now, start working towards that goal, go the extra mile, find the projects that you can do that's going to add to the experience of being there. One of the worst things you can do is let time go by while you're at a place that you don't want to be at, and you don't do the things that you could do in order to get out of that place. Thanks for joining me for another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.